I know you like the Chargers. The Chargers were 21st on defense, 28th in rushing yards allowed, mediocre on offense, with a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, they were ranked 13th on offense. They didn't do anything exceptional, really. I mean, they passed the ball. But the lack of the running game, offset that. Now, we got a prolific passing game. Your running game numbers can suffer, and they can be misleading statistically. But they're still only 13th on offense. So I know there's questions around their offensive line, but my big question, I'm not sure Brandon Staley's the guy. I'm not. We've talked about that before. I mean, look, the guy's come in and won 9 games last year and 10 games this year, right? So he's doing something right. But I think talent-wise, they're better than the 10 wins they got this season. That's where the disappointment lies. So my hope is that he's a guy that is self-reflective, and he knows that he's making mistakes, and that he's going to go learn and call his mentors and watch game film, whatever the case may be. But he's going to have the humility to know that he needs to get better as a coach. If he does that, I mean, he's put together a pretty good team, and they need some things that you're going to talk about here for sure. But I mean, this could go either way, or the guy could be like, he's going to dig in his heels and be stubborn, and he'll end up getting fired before it's over. So that's my take on the Chargers next year. I'm not real sold that their coach is the answer.
Yeah, and I'm not either. I always liked Brandon Staley. I think he was a great defensive coordinator for the Rams, and had high hopes for this Chargers team. I thought they were going to win the division this year, and they disappointed. And it's hard not to talk about the injuries because they had so many talented guys that missed so many games this year. But even still, like, other teams find ways to win games. Like the Giants were one of the most injured teams in the league this year. And they looked phenomenal until they got smacked in the mouth in their playoff game by, arguably the best team in the NFL. So I think the right move, if you're going to keep Brandon Staley as the Chargers are, the right move was to have Brandon Staley look at his staff and figure out, okay, where do we have to get better? Fire both his coordinators and some more assistants. That's what you got to do. Your offense hasn't been creative enough, and you're not doing enough on offense. Like you mentioned, 13th in offense when you have Justin Herbert as quarterback, when you have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, you have Austin Eckler in the backfield, you have the offensive line that you do. You have to be better on offense. You just have to be. So finding somebody to run the offense better, probably a good idea. They're going to have to find somebody. You look at everybody that they've signed and drafted for that defense over the last couple of years, they have stars all over the place, and they're not getting it done. And especially in the run game, dude, it's the whole time we've been doing this over 3 years. We've been talking about the Chargers can't stop the run. The Chargers can't stop the run, and they still can't stop the run. And when it matters most in playoff football, dude, you have to be able to stop the run. Like even the Chiefs in their playoff game, what they do when Patrick Mahomes went out the game, they ran the ball, and they did it effectively. You have to be able to run the ball, and be able to stop the run as a defense, right? So they got a lot of stuff to figure out, whether it's you're just not building the team right again. I think they have a lot of talent, but I thought the Colts had a lot of talent, and they won 4 games. So they're not doing something right. It's something internal. It could be it all starts with the head coach kind of thing, but we'll see. If he gets new coordinators and they stay the same or get worse, then whatever Brandon Staley's doing just isn't working, and they need to shit can him.
Couldn't agree more.